Everybody played tag when you were a kid, and usually that game stopped once you walked off the playground. But for these 10 guys, the game of tag has continued for the last 30 years. And there is no length they won't go to tag a friend. Roll it.
This is Joey T. I'm in the trunk of Patrick's car. I'm coiled like a rattlesnake, ready to fire out at him as soon as that trunk opens.
Get you bastard!
Beautiful.
For 10 friends from the Pacific Northwest, the game of tag is not one to be taken lightly. Each February for the past 30 years, these grown men engage in a friendly game of pursuit. And the world is their playground. Some get away by playing.
It's an eventful tag month. It's some double crosses, some tricks, some people ratting other people out.
Some hide in the rain.
What? Oh, sorry.
And some stalk their prey by automobile.
Okay, on the way to get beef, he's at a restaurant with his mom, and we're going to go try to enlist my daughter to dress up and be a little bit more of an old lady. We got a wig for her.
They will stop at nothing to get their man.
Construction guy from the Village People is certainly on the prowl.
So here we go. Tag your... Oh, no, Thank you, Mike.
Outstanding. All right, we have two of the guys with us here, Joe and Mike. Mike and Joe. Yep. And joining us via Skype, we have Father Sean. Let's throw him up. There he is. So, all right, take us back to the beginning. How did the game start? When did you decide to continue this?
Well, the game started in 1982. We were students at Gonzaga Prep High School in Spokane, Washington, spring quarter. In between classes, we were getting a little restless, and at one point somebody just reached out and said, "Tag, you're it," and then the game was on. And so it was about 10 of us, and it kind of grew from there that whoever was it at the end of the day would be it coming into the next day. So that went on through the remainder of the year. Last day of school, nobody wanted to be it because we didn't know what was going to happen after.
And being it is like, you don't want to be it.
Absolutely, you don't want to be it.
Tag, you're it. How do you feel?
Right. No. I feel like a loser.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
That's the whole point. So Joey T ended up being it at the end of the year.
And so you think it ends there?
That's what we're thinking.
I was hopeful. I wanted to start back up. I didn't want to be it, right?
Right.
So next thing you know, it doesn't start up right away exactly. So, but we got it going again because we wanted to be buddies, and we play every year. I went to try to get Patrick and because he was a year older than us, and send him on his way. And went up to his house. I was backstabbed by the buddy that I borrowed the car from to get there. He alerted him I was coming up.
And I love this. It's
and
like
there you go.
Spies and espionage.
I was stuck. Absolutely. Well, what kid doesn't want to grow up with CIA agents, right?
Father Sean, so when you guys decide, okay, let's do this for real as adults, I heard there was a contract that got brought into things.
That's right. We had about a 1982 Joey T was it for about 8 years, and we decided to start up the game again in 1990. And Patrick Schulteis, which is a lawyer in the group, he drew up a tag participation agreement that all 10 of us signed, and Pat has in his files to this day. And so there's 3 essential rules to the game. First of all, it's live during the whole month of February. Secondly, there are no tag backs. You can't tag the person who tagged you. And thirdly, it's a gentleman's game, so if you're it, you have to admit that you're it.
You mean if they get to you and they say, are you the guy, you can't lie?
No, if I'm it, I have to tell the truth.
All right, so this is great. This is what guys do to keep really a friendship together, right?
That's it. That's the whole point of it. It's not to be a bunch of grown men running around playing tag. So it can be like a game like Survivor. Just pull that out.
Great game.
So at any one point in time, if somebody hasn't been tagged in a while, you really want to target them so you can see them
Right.
catch
You want to
up.
spread the wealth.
Right, so conspiracies, alliances happen. You might gang up on some stings to try to target somebody to make
All
them.
right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, the outrageous lengths. And there's one story that blew my mind that you guys did to try to tag somebody. All right, we'll take a break. Be right back. Here's how crazy it gets. This was the one that knocked me over. Somebody tagged someone at their father's funeral. With Mike, Joe, Father Sean, they've been engaged in a 30-year game of tag with 7 of their other friends. Who is it now?
Oh, man.
You.
It would be me for the 2nd year running. And I hate saying that.
Why?
Because it's a mantle of shame. I mean, nobody wants to be it.
Give me a couple of examples. Father Sean, we'll start with you. One of the craziest things you've done to either be tagged or that you've endured to get tagged.
One of the craziest things that I'd been through was actually before I became a priest it was in the early 90s. And Mikey K and I conspired to get Joe. And so I flew down from Seattle to Palo Alto, and I got in Mike's car and jumped in his trunk. And I asked Mike, we figured he would tell Joe that he's got something great, like a new set of golf clubs in his trunk to lure him out.
How did you lure him in?
Go ahead, Mike.
Well, I went up to Joe's door and said, hey, I think I bought something, a new stereo. I don't want to bring it in, but come out to my trunk and check it out. And Joe's wife joined
My
us.
wife was so fired up. She's out there right next to the car. And I'm totally skeptical, standing to the side,
she
not
knew.
believing. No,
The
she
wife
didn't
knew.
know. She was excited about whatever he had got, She was bought in, hook, line, and sinker. And then all of a sudden, Sean, the trunk goes open, his arm flies out, and my wife backs up. She trips over the curb, ends up tearing her ACL in the process, and it's crazy. Anyway, he makes the tag. He's there, I don't run, but he makes a tag, and then she was a trooper. She hobbled around San Francisco the whole night. We went to the city and hung out. Her knee as big as a cantaloupe.
Here's how crazy it gets. This was the one that knocked me over. Somebody tagged someone at their father's funeral.
That's right. This was 6 weeks ago. Judge Schulteis, who we all knew and love, Patrick's father, passed away unexpectedly. And so it was in the month of February. And so I think 9 of the 10 of us were at the funeral. Patrick, the day before, said, guys, I know there's a lot of activity this year. So if you want to play the game of tag at the funeral, I'll give you the permission. Obviously,
Really?
we wouldn't have gone.
So is that because it illustrates the bonding this really is about?
It's all about our friendships and those that they've lasted for so long. Listen, we have been married fewer years than we've been playing this game. So all our families are all into the game because of that bond that is for so long. So
that was actually a way to even further strengthen in the spirit of Patrick's dad to continue on.
Right, exactly. And I can remember walking up to communion at the funeral mass, and Patrick was sitting in the front row, and I'm behind Joe, and we're coming up to communion past the casket, and he turns to me and says, I'm going to tag him. And I'm thinking, oh no, just kind of take it easy here. And so we get up, and Patrick's in the front row, and Joe goes over to console him on his shoulder, and I see Patrick turn around and go, what? And I see just, you're it. Oh no,
wow.
He tagged him, and so we were in front of the church after the funeral mass, and Patrick loved it, and it brought levity to a pretty heavy day.
Yeah.
And I love to finish this story that whoever is left as you are right now, at the end of February, you make a donation back to your alma mater.
That's right, back to Gonzaga Prep, and that's
a nice way to bring it full circle. Love the story. The option movie rights are already taken up. Everybody's all over you guys for this. I hope this story goes somewhere else because it's such a great way to continue friendship.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here, you guys.
Thanks very much.
All right, coming up.